Welcome to my course. In this session, we will learn basic of object-oriented concept, which is inheritance. In this session, we will able to know the basic of inheritance. So what is inheritance? Whenever a child inherits all the thing of his or her parents, that is called inheritance. Inheritance means the things which someone has inherits from his or her parents. Suppose this child has inherit his height and hair color from his parents, and he got different features, other features like his skin color, his hair color. These are different from their parents. So a child can have different features other than their parent features. Again, a child can have and inherit some features from his parents. So this child has inherited some attributes or some features from his parents. Let us see this example. In this example, all these people have some attributes. All of people can cook, sing, dance and teach. And these different peoples, like the leftmost man and the rightmost woman and the middle woman, have different skills. Like the man can fly planes, play football. This middle woman can do code, and the rightmost woman can shoot guns and repair electronics. So the common attributes of all these persons are to cook, sing, dance and teach. These are the common attributes of everyone, but they have different attributes other than the common attributes, which are different from each other. So, if we think this concept in our DIU system, what will happen? There are local student and foreign student in our system. Both the local student and the foreign student have ID name CGPA. So this ID name CGPA are the common attribute for local student and foreign student. So the common attribute will not be written for local student and foreign student again and again. If we write ID name CGPA for local student and if you write ID name CGPA for foreign student, then your code will be repetitive. Your code will repeat again and again. So repeated code is not appreciated. You should write code which is reusable. So if you want to reuse your code, you have to declare another class which is called parent class. In that parent class, you will write the variables and methods which are common for their child. So here local student is the child class, foreign student is the child class, and student is the parent class. Here the student is the parent class. Local student and foreign student inherits all the attributes of the student class. Student class is their parent. So to avoid repeating codes and to reuse code, we use inheritance. By doing inheritance, your code does not get complexities. So if we want to implement this concept in code, let us go to the code. Here this is the parent class, and ID name CGPA is common for both local student and foreign student, and can view payment, this method is common for both local student and foreign student. That means both local student and foreign student can view payments. Now we have to add another two classes. These classes are local student and foreign student. So the class will be local student. In the local student class, this class local student inherits all the attributes of student class. So this is a child class, and this child class should inherit the parent class, which is student class. To inherit the parent class, you need to write some code in Java. First, you need to write extends. Extends is a keyword which helps a child class to inherit its parent class. So public class local student extends the parent class. The name of our parent is student. So name of our parent class is student. So extend student. Okay, I have taken a wrong class, so I will take the local student class again. So okay. So I have clicked on the wrong, the package seems different. That is why there is an error. So I will click. I've created the local student in different package. So I will create a new Java class in my package, which is demo example package. Okay, so it should not be new class, it should be like for a local student class. So I'm renaming it by doing refactor. So I'm renaming it with local student. So what you have to do, you have to just add another class with the name local student. This local student inherits all the properties of student class. So you have to write extends, then you have to write the name of the parent class. The name of the parent class is student. So there is an error. Why? Because in the parent class there is a constructor. So whenever a child class is inheriting a parent class, in the child class you have to write constructor as well. So if the parent class has constructor, that means you have to write the constructor for the local student also. Okay, so in the local student we will declare the constructor. This constructor should have all the variables just like the parent class. So parent class has string ID, name and CGPA. Local student constructor should also have these variables. So these variables, string ID, n, string name and double C, the value of this variable should be sent to the parent class. With this super operator, we can send the value of the ID, name and CGPA from child class to parent class. So here the super is used for sending the values from child class to parent class. So if we do this, then our code is okay and fine. And there is another attribute in local student, which is HSC GPA. HSC GPA, that means GPA. Okay, so this GPA is not a common attribute for all students. This is an attribute for local student. So the uncommon attribute will be written in the class and will be written in the child class, and the common attributes will be written in the parent class. So super equal G, and this G will be sent as parameter as well. So what I have done, I have taken the uncommon variable which is GPA, and I am assigning the value of GPA with the help of the parameter of this constructor. So in the main method, what you have to do, you are not in the main method, you are not supposed to create the object of parent class, because parent class is created to reuse the code. So the objective of creating parent class is to reuse code, so we should not create object of parent class. What we will do, we will create object of child class. So our child class is local student, that is Mina equal new local student. Here we have to put the values of parameter, which are called arguments. So we are passing arguments over here, and with CGPA we have to provide the HSC GPA, which is suppose 5. Okay, so here we have created the object of child class. Whenever we are creating the object of child class, this value will be assigned to the constructor of the child class. Then from the constructor of child class, ID, name and CGPA will be sent to the parent class constructor. From here, the parent class constructor will be invoked or called, and the ID, name, CGPA for that student will be assigned. After that, the GPA, which is the instance variable of local student, will be assigned. Then after, like previously, with the object, the method will be called. So in this session we have seen the parent class, the inheritance. Inheritance is implemented by the parent class and the child class. The parent class has the common attributes of all child classes. Suppose if I have 3 objects, all the common attributes of 3 objects will be declared in the parent class, and the child class will be implemented by writing extends parent class name. Okay, so we have written parent class, we have written child class. We do have to remember, if there is any constructor in the parent class, then you have to write constructor for the child class as well. And another thing we need to understand, that a child class can have different uncommon variables and uncommon methods. So the variables and methods which are not common for all objects and which are unique for that particular object, those variables and methods should be written in that child class. Suppose in this local student class, GPA, this GPA is the uncommon attribute which is not common for all students and which is only applicable for local student. So we have declared the variable in the local student class, and we have assigned the value of GPA in the constructor as well. From the main method, we should not declare the object of parent class, we should only declare the object of child classes. So by writing these lines of code, we can implement inheritance by implementing parent classes and child classes. Thank you. See you in the next session.